Putz. Deixa eu ver uma parada aqui. Eu acho que o jogo continua, não? Não, não continua. Foda-se então. Sério que eu não consigo... copiar o link. Vamos entrar aqui no meu canal, no meu channel. É meu channel. Tá, cadê? Copiar link. Tá, foda-se então. Aqui. Vamos fazer o seguinte. Vamos postar na minha página também. Vai que aparece um filho de Deus pra seguir o pai. O que você está pensando? Estou pensando que estou ao vivo agora. Publicar. Aê, molecote. Esse ser humano aqui. Ah. Jogando baralho aqui. Nem fudendo. Tá. O que eu tava fazendo? Esqueci. Tava compartilhando, acho que eu já compartilhei. Deixa. Enquanto carrega, eu vou compartilhar no WhatsApp. Tomei o perigo. Aí, essa parte aqui eu vou rushar, porque na outra live eu já tinha passado aqui, mas aparentemente o jogo não salvou. Partiu. Foi um. Please. Foi. Ai. Nossa, a luz desse jogo é... Se o cara tiver problema com epilepsia... Era isso que eu queria, mas tudo bem. Olha que legal a sombra.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old dear diner.
Good girl.
Mano, a diferença é muito grande, velho. Da versão original pra remaster.
Come here. Pretty please, can you tell me where I am? You, won't you say something?
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose,
Você viu
sure.
que aquele baldinho lá
Nice
atrás estava
Who wants to know?
se mexendo?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Tudo faz muito sentido agora. Open, se eu for ali no... tá fechado pra mim.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer.
Aguenta aí, doido. Deixa eu explorar o local aqui que pode ter segredo. Não dá pra pular. Não tem nada aqui.
Just follow me. It's not far.
Já escutei já.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
The fuck? Perna do cara todo torto. Aham, sabia que podia ter alguma coisa. Tá. Achei que poderia ter alguma coisa. Que susto, filho de uma puta!
Listen, I got things to do. This place don't run itself.
Tá bom, cara, tá bom. Foi mal. Eu vi uma garrafa de café ali e não resisti. Pra quem tá com pressa, anda bem devagar, né?
Jagger drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or...
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
O timing dele foi impressionante. Ele parou de contar a história, depois contou agora. Porra, o maluco tá batendo o quê, mano? Um saco inteiro de polpa? Caralho. O maluco vende suco na rua. Ó, tem uma garrafa bem ali. Ó, o cara tá perdido, mano. Olha isso.
Mr. Wake, I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
Podia só virar o rosto, não? Tinha que dobrar a coluna também.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
Quando não passa nem vento.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going. I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jacker. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Que louco. A menina realmente era uma grande fã, né? Eu sou estilosão, olha isso. Olha. Olha como eu sou bonito.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar on the counter there. Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice day. Come back soon.
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know?
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had argument with Danny, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me, bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting, man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
How can I be sure?
E a musiquinha é boa, ó. As musiquinhas do jogo é boa, legal. Tá, acho que não vai ter nada, não.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest. You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Blaine!
Cara, que maluco, velho.
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
Oba!
I
E
hated
aí?
to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Ai!
There he is! Free!
O homem não corre, velho.
Oh, damn.
Aí. Só correr mais que um carro. Ah, ele não corre nem mais que um humano, vai correr mais que um carro. Ah. Normal.
For
velho.
decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Então, isso aqui é coisa da história, tá ligado? Tipo, ó.
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had.
Aí, tipo, tem um monte de página. Aí, tipo, tem os outros episódios também, tá vendo? Ele meio que conta uma coisa que pode acontecer ou que tá acontecendo já, tá ligado? Sim, as páginas estão espalhadas em todo o ambiente. Toda hora encontra uma outra página nova, tá ligado? Eu acho que é papel de alumínio essa porra.
I'm a federal agent pursuing a fugitive. You want to discuss my methods, Sheriff? Make an appointment. Over.
You stay right where you are, Agent Nightingale.
Exato,
I'm
velho.
on my way. Out.
Tipo, nada nesse jogo é muito amigável. Acho que tem outra página lá na frente, ó. Pera.
All units are advised that the suspect may be armed. Approach with caution. James out.
Ó, tem uma página lá, ó. Tá vendo?
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. Pretty girl, she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Credo. Praticamente tudo nesse jogo brilha, velho. Munição, arma, tudo que, tipo, pode interagir normalmente brilha. Ou pisca. Tudo que ilumina nesse jogo é bizarro, é muito forte. Se liga agora, ó. A luz fica mais forte quando chega embaixo dela. É tudo RGB, né? Amigo, estou aqui.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
I mean, have you seen this guy? He wears a tweed jacket. Over.
He's the guy we're chasing. If it's not him, who then? Bigfoot? Over.
Pé grande.
I don't know yet, but I'm not in the habit of jumping to conclusions. That tends to come back and bite you in the ass. Out.
O único ruim desses bagulho é que, tipo, tinha duas falas ali, a do Alan e a da porra do rádio. Eu nunca sabia em qual prestar atenção. Algo de errado não está certo. Ó, helicóptero! O pé grande não existe. Ou existe, né? Não sei. Ai, ai! Pois é. Ixi, os pássaros destruíram o helicóptero.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, come on.
Sit down and give me that.
Aqui é...
Mulligan here. Over.
Porque a história é minha, eu que
Go ahead,
escrevi.
Mulligan, over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over. Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over.
Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The, Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet he does. Looks like they have a lot in
coming. Mulligan out.
Ok. Não que... Que isso, cara? Tá, peraí, só deixa eu ver um bagulho aqui. É, não tem nada, achei que poderia ter alguma coisa. Pelo portinho mesmo. A porta fechou sozinha. Todas as portas desse jogo fecham sozinha. Deixa eu ver se essa aqui vai. Olha lá. E elas fecham com vida própria ainda. Olha lá.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine. Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
É possível, mano.
There was no power to the searchlight.
É, ele acabou de falar, pô, a sombra tá tentando impedir ele de passar. O vilão desse bagulho é tipo essas sombras, tá ligado? Opa. Ah, achei que era uma página, mas é só os fios claramente super seguros e encapados.
The old generator conked out. I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
Oxi. Perfeito. O cara encaixa. A bicuda do cara faz o bagulho encaixar perfeitamente. Ah, boto fé. Opa! Não, pô, eu que coloquei a luz pro capeta aqui. Ela pifou, eu tive que ligar de novo. Ele tropeçando é muito bom. Ah, isso aqui que é conveniente, uma lanterna no meio do nada. Talvez ele chamou de volta, ele conjurou os portões. Ligado, exato. Isso aqui é conveniente.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Team 1, come in. Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over. Team 2, come in. I need a report. Over.
Tá todo mundo morto, é isso?
Come in, please. Over.
Não, se essa cidade tinha tipo 10 carros de polícia, já foi pelo menos uns 7. Avisa Optimus Prime que eu não tô bem, não. É verdade, né? Porra. Liga.
And here's another call. You're on KBF-FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens,
Helicóptero voando, acho que...
around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
Exato.
No, it was maybe 10-15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
Assim que eu tiver notícias da merda que tá acontecendo, eu falo pra vocês. Ouve a musiquinha aí enquanto isso. Pra mim, o cara falar helicóptero voando é meio que pleonasmo. A não ser que tivesse falado, não, tinha um helicóptero aqui, ele caiu, foi destruído, sei lá, qualquer coisa. Mas helicóptero voando pra mim é pleonasmo. Tá, acho que aqui não vai ter nada não. Ai, ai, o cara me empurrou, mano. Tá, eu tenho 9 granadas. Então, eu consigo destruir a sombra, mas pra matar eles eu preciso de uma arma, e é o que eu não tenho agora. Eu posso destruir eles com a granada de flash. Assim. Tá. Mas eu tô economizando as granadas. A lanterna só destrói a sombra, eu precisaria de uma arma pra atirar neles. Assim. Pior que não tem arma de luz. É lanterna e pipoco. Pipoco de verdade. Eles meio que só morrem depois que você destruir a sombra deles. Nenhuma arma, não? Não, já era, mano. É modo Deus ativada. Nossa, você viu o machado passando, tirando um fino? Nova skill da Blood. Tá falando de Apex? Oxi! Morre, filho da puta! Esse bicho tá vivo ainda, essa porra. Ah!
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Sapeca machado. Eu tomei uma ali do gordão. Ó a garrafinha.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna.
Ah, esse aqui é o dono da rádio. Vou ameaçar ele com uma lanterna e uma granada de flash.
Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt her.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
O cara me odeia, mano. Nossa, mas cortou a mão tudo ali agora. Acho legal o slow motion que eles fazem, mó drama. Sendo que olha o tantinho que ele desceu escorregando.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
É verdade, né? Eu que escrevi.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned.
Mano. O cara do FBI é mó maluco, velho. Tá, cadê a 12? Eu peguei munição de shotgun, mas não tem uma shotgun. Ah, o revólver eu peguei. Tinha um revólver ali em cima. Tem uma coisa aqui. Caralho, que mira é essa, hein? Por que o jogo é racista? Puta que pariu. Os caras nem são pretos, velho. Que maldade. Mano, não é pra cá que eu tenho que vir, não. O que será que tem aqui? Eu não lembro se eu já vim aqui das outras vezes que eu joguei. Caralho, mas é alto, hein? O cara não aguenta correr 3 segundos, velho. Que eu tô voltando, é isso? Parece bastante uma montanha. Nem fudendo que eu vim aqui subir isso tudo por causa de uma página, quer ver?
Danny had stepped out, but what stumbled back in was something else. Something alien. A monster. Walter tried to kill it, first with his fists, then a chair. It wouldn't die. Instead, it kept coming, unaffected by the beating it had taken. After Walter managed to kick it down the cellar stairs, fear took over. He ran, got behind the wheel, gunned the engine. The booze wouldn't make him forget, but he knew he had to try.
Matar com a cadeira. Ah, mano. Dependendo Da cadeira mata. Tá, não tem mais nada aqui. Eu subi isso tudo só por causa de uma página. Puta que pariu. Aí vai vir 72 bichos agora. Vai. Ó o batuque, mano. O Bloodhound tá bolada? Ela chamou a quebrada inteira, tá ligado? Pô, deixa eu me matar, velho. Posso pular daqui, não? Acho que claramente eu vou morrer. Tá, agora vai começar a vir os pateta andando. Tacar machado em mim. Certeza. O que eu falei? Aí os passarinhos não precisam atirar, não. Você só...
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Munição. O bom é que o próprio jogo fala que não faz sentido a maioria das coisas nos lugares que estão, tá ligado? Você viu que ele acabou de falar, né? Que, tipo, convenientemente o bagulho tava aqui pra ser usado. Ai! Morri! Ah! Morri! Tá, a escuridão controla eles. Se foda. Eu que mando. Eu que controlo a escuridão, caralho. Ai! Tô bolado, meu irmão. Tô bolado. Era isso que eu queria. Viu por que eu guardei as granadas? Se eu não tivesse as granadas aqui, eu ia ter que ficar usando aquelas luzinhas ali, só que não ajuda muito. Ia ter que ficar, tipo, toda hora isso aqui tem que ficar ligando, tá ligado? Elas não... Elas duram acho que 15 ou 20 segundos, alguma coisa assim. E não mata, só destrói a sombra. Tô bem triste, apareceu um segundo visualizador ali, depois ele foi embora.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Se tu tá dizendo, né? Achei que eu tinha visto alguma coisa brilhar aqui no chão, pô. Provavelmente vai vir uma máquina gigante querendo me atropelar. Só que eu não confio nesse jogo, velho. Tipo, às vezes ele sempre faz aquele slow motion quando tem bicho atrás de você, mas às vezes ele simplesmente não te avisa. Ele fala, foda-se, se vira.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Portinha me empurrando.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Fudeu que você falou isso.
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else.
Fudeu, eu parei pra prestar atenção nisso ainda.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage, before it flew at me again.
Tá bom. Basicamente está explicando os acontecimentos esquisitos dos objetos que se movem estranhamente sozinhos. Mano, essa respiração de fundo é dele? Eu escuto uma respiração no cangote, tá ligado? A melhor arma do jogo é isso aqui. Ai, que delícia de respiração você tem. Tô escutando passo. Sabia? Ai, errei. Ai. Ah, que susto. Jogar esse jogo com fone dá mais medo do que jogar ele sem fone. Tipo, que eu joguei ele no Xbox, na época do 360.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
E mano, a diferença é bem grande de jogar com headset e sem headset. Uma coisa que eu sempre fazia era isso aqui, ó. Se colocar perto, você escuta mais alto. Não faz sentido nenhum, já que eu que sou o personagem, tá ligado? Então eu devia escutar da mesma altura, independente da proximidade do... Ah, eu subi a escada.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Gostem? Como assim? Pois é, velho. Eu sou o Magneto que não aprendeu a controlar os poderes, tá ligado? Eu consegui a proeza de sair sem pagar, né? Quer ver? Na hora que eu menos esperava, vem um trem pau na cabeça. Ó. Ali. Carrinho de mão. Ai. Foi. O carrinho de mão se matou, viado. Porra, que frase ótima, hein? O carrinho de mão se matou. Bonk. Tum.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Mano, eu acho que, tipo... Eu não sei como dizer isso, porque tipo, eu já zerei o jogo, tá ligado? E eu tô rejogando por vários motivos. Um, porque eu acho o jogo muito bom. Dois, porque o remaster dele ficou muito legal. Ficou bem bonito, tipo, pra um remaster eles refizeram muito bem. E três, porque eu não sou bom em inglês, como você sabe, e tipo, eu sei muito pouco da história porque tem muita coisa que eu não conseguia entender. E aí eu tô rejogando tudo, como agora tá legendado em português, eu tô vendo tudo. E até onde eu sei, sim, até onde eu sei, vou perguntar antes que aí se você não se importar, eu falo, mas você se importa de spoiler? É colecionável. O café é colecionável, tipo. É tipo um easter eggzinho de como ele é escritor, ele toma muito café, tá ligado? Até onde eu sei, voltando lá, então, se você não liga pra spoiler, até onde eu sei, eu sou o vilão e o protagonista, tá ligado? Porque tem uma cena que ele fica de frente pra ele mesmo, tá ligado? Que ele fica de frente pra ele mesmo, só que com uma cara muito psicopata, tá ligado? Não tem arma de luz. Eu joguei uma granada de flash. Não, pô, eu joguei uma granada de flash. Porra, que susto! Caralho, mano, tomei um susto fodido agora. São poucos os momentos que esse jogo assusta, mas quando assusta é aquele que dispara o coração, tá ligado? Ah, tem lanterna pra caralho já. Lanterna, tem pilha. Esses bagulho aqui eu acho muito foda.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful.
Beleza.
Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Really? Of course, Mr. Derleth. Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
Peraí que eu acho que chegou meu lanche. Deixa eu dar uma pausa aqui que eu vou pegar meu lanche. Sesgo?
You have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his thousand men, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm.
Shh. Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. Night Springs.
Eu achei esse bagulho muito foda. O primeiro do... O primeiro foi de quê? Acho que o primeiro foi... Cara, não lembro qual foi o primeiro. Eu sei que teve um que foi do suicídio quântico.
Sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
É, não era Sesgizo. Ela não tava transando pelada. Olha o trator aí. É o Frank. O que foi? Hã? Moto de quem? Ah, aí. Não, foi buscar meu lanche. Eita, o bagulho bugou. Tá porra! É o Frank. Do filme Carros. Que, mãe? Ai, mãe, é só empurrar a moto. Empurrar a moto, empurra sozinho aí. Foda. É o Brad. Esse aí é do Kik Butovski. Porra, vai chegar em casa eu perco a paz, velho. Uma coisa que é legal, ó. Ó. Com o mesmo gatilho eu consigo usar 2 tempos. Acho isso muito legal. Agora é a parte mais asquerosa do jogo, que é dirigir. É feiaço a direção desse jogo. Mas dá pra aguentar. Dois tempos, sim.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal
Eu posso apertar
mine.
tipo metade e depois até o final. Entendeu? Então tipo, você vê que quando eu apertei metade, ele só apontou a lanterna. Quando eu apertei o botão todo, ele focou a lanterna.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa aqui. Será que eu consigo voltar o caminho? Ou vai ter algum tipo de parede... Sim, não naquela cutscene, mas agora eu posso dirigir o carro, quer ver? Ó.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of
Falei que ia ter
insanity.
alguma coisa que não ia deixar eu voltar. Uma coisa que eu sempre curti nesse jogo foi a ambientação. Eu sempre achei muito bonito o ambiente. Tá, porra. Acho que ele vai ter nada aqui não. O carro não consegue ficar no chão um segundo, velho.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained.
O
You
que
see,
eu...
I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. And I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Pouco de música. Normal. Acho que foram poucas as musiquinhas que eu achei ruinzinhas desse jogo. As outras eu achei tudo boa. A maioria, né? Eu achei boa. Acho que eu vim dali, né? Não, não vim dali não, eu vim daqui. Tô perdido. Ah, eu vim de baixo ali, ó. Sou um animal, realmente. Nossa. Troquei de carro porque esse aqui não tava batido, aí pra deixar igual, né? Troquei, o outro era tipo uma caminhonete. Tinha uma garupinha atrás pra carregar as coisas. Caralho, eu sou bom, hein? Troquei de carro, você nem percebeu. Aqui, ó, tem outra aqui, ó. Vou pegar esse aqui, que esse aqui já é mais do meu estilo. Acho engraçado que se você aperta pra sair do carro sem parar o carro antes, ele puxa o freio de mão e foda-se. Ah tá, é porque pra mim é atrasado, então eu já tinha trocado na hora que você perguntou.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one, she was, and I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life, I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks, I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Nenhuma música dessa vez? Eu mó esperando a musiquinha tocar, mano. Ele tropeçando, é muito bom. Foda-se, né? Eu fico me perguntando quem deixou o carro aqui, tá ligado? Ah, se bem que o jogo sempre fala essas coisas que acha estranho, as coisas que encontrou pelo caminho. Claramente um lugar muito bom pra se parar no meio do nada.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
GTA antigo sem cavalo. Nossa.
Vermont. Spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Maud hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Maud had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Será que eu morro se eu cair daqui de cima? É, eu morri. Será que eu tenho que pegar a página ainda?
The darkness surged towards me. For Maud, spying on the...
É, não precisa, então foda-se, posso passar direto. Nossa, a roda ficou toda bugada ali. Acho que vai ter uma... O carro não é... Não sei lá, o carro não tem física no chão não, tá ligado? Pra ficar no chão.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Ele dirige na manteiga. Pois é, mano. Acho que eu vou comer rapidão e já volto, porque aí eu não fico comendo aqui na frente. Só um minuto. Tem uma página ali. Já volto. Voltei e não desmutei o microfone.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Estoy de vuelta. Caralho, o cara tá... O cara tá com sono na hora dessa.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time.
Era pra encontrar o cara meio-dia.
Never showed up.
Ah tá, acabou de falar. O cara nunca apareceu.
Where the hell are you? Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello?
Olha que filho da puta.
Ah! I'm gonna kill him! I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Também quero o manuscrito.
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Porra. Olha a garrafinha. Caralho. O único lugar que eu queria que tivesse. A tropeçadinha dele é muito engraçada, velho. Esse bagulho vai levantar, quer ver?
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Caralho. Tem um esquilo na minha calça? Tem. Caraca, eu lembrei dessa bosta. Esquilo na calça. Eu não lembro como que é a musiquinha. Aí. Eu achei muito bom o corpinho. Ó, caralho. Tá, então é aqui mesmo. Can you help your boys? O pulinho! Não tem nada aqui não. Ah, tá. Nossa, a porta abre igual Minecraft.
What the hell?
Caralho. O maluco tá brabo.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Será que machuca? Acho que machuca bastante. Não encosta no fio. Plau! Ai, ai. É só não encostar no fio. E aí eu pego e me jogo no fio. Eu queria saber se dava hit kill, ué. Aparentemente não era hit kill. Engraçado que a energia demora pra chegar lá, né? O certo seria ser instantâneo. Eita caralho. Ai! Olha o slow motion, ó. Faz sentido, faz sentido. Caralho. Ai, ai, ai. Quase que eu morri, velho. Oxi! Que tem coragem, meu irmão. Ui. Não era isso que eu queria fazer. Ah, deu certo. Né? Isso prova que quanto mais morto eu fico, mais vivo eu fico. Pera. Eu quero o bagulho voando. Não, tô apertando o botão errado. Sim. Até eu tô confuso agora com a besteira que eu falei. Caralho. Pois é. Talvez faz muito sentido essa frase, tipo, se você parar pra pensar, é tipo aquele alíviozinho de você saber que você ainda tá vivo, mas você tá quase morrendo. Não sei se é um alívio se você ainda tá vivo. Sai. Nossa, o bicho colou na parede. Tem gente aqui. Tô escutando os passinhos. Olha lá, ó. Ó, os corninhos andando. Porra! Ah, mas eles andam mais cavalado que eu. Tá bom. Será que me mata? Nossa, olha o pouquinho de dano que dá, mano. Uma explosão dessa. Ah, a história é minha, eu sou o principal, então foda-se, dá o dano que eu quiser.
Echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Então esse é o motivo de eu ainda estar vivo. será? Tipo... a porta abrindo ou fechando, sei lá. Caralho, o que segurou a árvore? Foi a pedra ali, será? Acho que tem uma pedra ali. Não faz sentido a árvore ter parado, tipo, desse jeito. Abre.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Ai, ai. Eu acho que não é aqui. Ó. Respeita mais? Qual é, gordão? Seu personagem luta contra as trevas. Eu sou tipo um Batman invertido. Que é o Batman é as trevas.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Será que eu também não tenho paz? Sem paz. Toda vez que eu chego perto desses segredinhos, eu começo a escutar uma respiração esquisita. Nossa, se tivesse 6, 6, 6 ia ser muito louco, hein? Ô, caralho! Aí. Opa. Será que me mata se eu cair daqui? Ah. Só dá uma dorzinha no peito lá. É o susto. Eu acho que aqui se eu voltar eu vou sair a parte que subir pra lá. Ô caralho.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Tá, eu tenho que ir pra lá. Faz ele falar. Eu acho que pra cá é... Né? De repente ele sabe onde tá os bichos. Olha que raiva essa bosta. Aí. A outra 12 parecia ser melhor. O barulhinho. Aí eu vou ter o 8º sentido. Com o café já tem o 6º. Ou seja, eu vim até aqui pegar esse monte de item à toa, né? Porque... Outlast. Não entendi a piada. Ah, filha. Ui. No cu, mano. No... É porque eu normalmente tento não precisar usar as pilhas, mas... Seria muito mais fácil se eu usasse. Tá, eu tenho que vir aqui. Vamos ver se eu deixei alguma coisa pra trás, rapidex. Talvez uma página, algum... Tem gente atrás de mim. Tenho certeza que eu escutei passo. Acho que morreu uns 6, mano. Eu acho que não tinha nada, não. Pô, tem alguém que vai ser multado pra caralho, hein?
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Acho que morreu gente aqui, hein? Ó. Acho que não foi pouca não, viu?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
O torno da noite pode causar câncer. Pode. Pois é, mano. O cara vai preso pra interrogatório, multado e ainda vai jogado no hospício de brinde. Então você tá me dizendo que vários homens sombras apareceram do nada à noite e destruíram... E destruíram todas as suas árvores e desmataram toda a floresta. Sim, foi isso que aconteceu. Sei. O que mais esses homens sombras fizeram? Às vezes o brilho da lanterna bate em alguma coisa, parece que é alguma coisa brilhando. E onde estão esses machados? Eles sumiram.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Ah, eu liguei o bagulho à toa. O pior é que nem nas páginas dá pra confiar, porque tipo, fala, olha, eu achei essas páginas e não fui eu que escrevi elas. Aí tipo, escrito por Alan Wake, tá ligado? Na primeira página tem escrito isso, quer ver, ó.
Departure by Alan Wake. Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Atravesse a cidade fantasma. Ela parece bem real pra mim, não consigo atravessar. Ok. Qual o sentido de atravessar você quer? Olhando desse jeito, parece até um animal racional. Foi mal, mano, porque você fez um raciocínio lógico aí, bem lógico, sabe? Parece até que você usou a lógica. Então você parecia bem inteligente pra mim. Paciência não. Pô! Ah, que legal, né? Algum inteiro ainda? Olha, 13h31. Vou jogar esses números na loteria. Não entendeu o que? O 13h31? Acho que o Thomas não tá bem não, hein? Não, é porque por acaso eu deixei 13 em uma e 31 na outra, tipo, só a inversão. Caralho, o Thomas ficou bolado. Foi. Acontece, às vezes a gente raciocina demais, aí gasta todo o raciocínio numa coisa inútil. E numa coisa mais inútil ainda a gente não consegue raciocinar direito. Por um acaso a chave estava logo jogada aqui. Que legal. Parkour! Passar um WD ali, fica novo. O cara abre a porta, uma coronhada dá.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Viagem. Não sei se eu fico com a shotgun ou se eu fico com o rifle. Acho que eu vou ficar com o rifle, vai. Mano, o bagulho é muito barulhento, velho. Tentar dar um tiro e acertar 2. Mano, não pode só tentar me matar, não. Tem que derrubar as árvores, tá ligado? As árvores somos nós. Pera. Subir, mas eu já não tô em cima.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Era mensagem de texto. Olha o mato voando. Olha lá. O cara manda uma mensagem falando que eu tenho que subir. Me liga, né? Falando que eu tenho que subir a porra de uma montanha a pé. E fica mandando mensagem. Anda logo, sobe aí, mano. Tá demorando. Se chegar lá em cima e tiver um carro lá, eu mando ele pra puta que pariu ainda. Com erro de gramática. Eu acho que era tanto erro que o cara até ficou com vergonha de mostrar, tá ligado? Ele só falou que ele leu. O pulinho dele. Tá porra. Nessas ponteu assim. O que eu acho engraçado, que na verdade eu acho engraçado porque agora que eu parei pra pensar nisso. Eu sou o único cara de toda a cidade que eles, tipo, o policial lá tá procurando, que solta sinalizador, flashbang e os caralho, com uma porra de uma lanterna que ilumina pra porra e ninguém me acha. Caralho, sensibilidade com o mouse, mano. Você é louco? Continuar no controle, vai, foda-se. Ah, começou. Agora eu não sei se aqui vai ter alguma coisa além de objetivo. Algum segredo, qualquer coisa, sei lá. Não lembro. Eu acho que aqui vai ter uma garrafa de café. Agora aonde exatamente não vou lembrar.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought. Just let me get through this.
O cara tá morto por dentro e não sabe. Você aí, você falou que soltou um peido e achou que tinha morrido? E o cara tá tristão. Parece não, mano, é bem diferente na real. Deixa eu ver, não consigo Deixa eu ver se consigo uma posição que dá pra ver. É bem diferente. É aquele, parece bem aquele... Como que é o nome? Olha lá, ó, dá pra ver que é aquele, tipo uma Kar-98, tá ligado? E a shotgun você consegue ver os estilhaços, tá ligado? Quando espalha. Essa aqui você vê que é direto. Falei que tinha uma garrafa de café aqui em algum lugar. Mas eu acho que tem outra, mano. Só não sei se eu já passei por ela. Não lembro. Vê, ó. 107, 106. Pirâmides de latas derrubadas. Ah, nossa, aquelas... Despertadores. Oh, teu... É 40 de 100, velho, das garrafas. Oh, tem uns bagulho que eu não sei nem o que é, velho. As pirâmides de lata eu não derrubei porque eu sou burro. Eu não, achei que não era nada demais, tá ligado? Achei que era só umas latinhas empilhadas. Inclusive, nem curiosidade de atirar pra ver se derrubava eu tive. Eu achei que era só efeito de desenho do cenário, tá ligado?
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Agora tem uns outros ali que eu não faço ideia o que é, velho. Placa de cartazes. Ah, isso aqui eu sei. Despertadores. Cara, se eu encontrei 0 de 10. Na verdade eu achei que tipo era cenário daqueles fixos, tá ligado? Que era só pra dizer que tinha um cenário. Aí se eu atirasse ia ser igual uma pedra. Aí eu nem atirei. Falei, vou gastar bala só não. Ah tá, eu não vi o não. Eu só vi porque caíram. Aí eu achei que você tinha falado que eu ia ficar triste porque eu tinha derrubado. Agora que eu vi o N depois ali. Eu li errado, foi bom. Dig. Também tá achando super seguro? Super seguro, né? Nossa, fui te trollar achando que você ia ficar desesperado por causa que o bagulho era alto, quase que eu caí. Você ia detestar jogar Minha então. Ah, eu acho que eu entendi o que eu vou fazer. Eu vou derrubar a escada aqui, ó. Viajei. Mosquei fortaço agora. O cara subiu até com um pouco de desânimo ali, caralho. Tanto de vezes que eu subi essa escada. A bicudinha que ele deu é muito boa. Não, não é do exército. Agora que eu não sei se eu tenho que descer ou se eu tenho que subir. Ai, ai! Será que é lá que eu tenho que chegar? Esse cara quando parar pra deitar e descansar um pouco, as pernas dele vão sair andando sozinha, tá ligado? Vai tá no automático as pernas dele. Isso tudo pra uma página. Pelo menos tinha uns sinalizadores de mão ali. É alto, né? O cara vai virar cadeirante.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Tá que pariu, velho. Não quer se fuder não, André. Parkour! Eu acho que o parkour me matou.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room.
Eu vou ter que subir só pelos sinalizadores agora. Se bem, vou dar uma voltinha rápida aqui, vai que tem uma garrafinha aqui, né? Não lembro onde tá as garrafas. Você viu que ele caiu todo torto? Parece que ele escorregou e caiu de bunda no chão. E ficou lá estirado. Adoro ver ele tropeçando, velho. Melhor os gritinhos dos passarinhos.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Fica tipo um chicote. Super seguro. O maluco não para de andar não, velho. O barulho que esse bagulho faz. Chega mais não, essa porra? A primeira coisa que eu faria, se fosse eu nessa situação, era me segurar em alguma coisa, né? Não, ele só ficou tentando se equilibrar ali. Foda-se. Exato, né, velho? Os bichos, ao invés de me atacar, podia ter só cortado. Podia ter só cortado o cabo de aço. Mas eu acho que. Se eu não me engano, tipo, eles só estão tentando me atrapalhar de chegar, tá ligado? Porque tem uma página que diz que eles ainda precisam de mim, por isso que eles não me matam. Abre. Aqui, ó. Ah, tá. A gente só não te mata porque a gente ainda precisa de você. Faz sentido. Ao invés de simplesmente só pegar munição, eu pego outro rifle. Foda-se. Agora eu tenho 2. Errou! Tentar matar 2 com um tiro só, hein? Ai, ai. A linha, caralho. O foda é que eles não estão alinhando. Cadê eles? 3? Nossa, quase pegou ainda. Olha que eles ficam sambando igual um capeta, velho. Vamos recuar então. Se eu não me engano tem uma conquista pra isso. Pra matar 2 com um tiro só. É. Se não me engano é esse o nome. Cadê o outro? Achei. Fora que eles não se alinham, velho. Oxi. E agora... Ah, droga. Né? Acho que eu vou morrer. Ah! Achei que ia dar tempo, só que demorou um pouco pra atirar. Né? Você tá assistindo com duas contas diferentes, essa porra? Tem hora que aparece com a coroinha do Prime, tem hora que não aparece. Oxi. Tacar bagulho na mãe. Nossa, mas passou tirando um fino. Ah. O bicho rodou. Ah, filho da puta. Saiu da frente na hora, velho. Antes você não tinha feito o quê? Ah. Nossa, eu tenho 12 balas dessa porra.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Os caras enfiam a mão no bolso e tiram um pente de 9mm. Opa, esqueci nesse bolso. Então era aqui que tava. O bagulho nem se mexe. Esqueci que tava aqui. Acho que deixei no outro casaco. Puta que pariu. Você já tá cagado então, né? Só vai se limpar. Tom. Suave, mano. Boa noite aí. O jogo é maneiro, velho. Ah, eu perdidão no lugar bem aqui. Valeu, até amanhã. Muito bom. Na hora que eu vi. Caralho. Sai daí. Vai. Ah, não era isso que eu queria. Agora já foi. Morri.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Barquito. O cara saiu deixando as páginas bonitinhas nos lugares, mano.
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Eita.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned.
My, oh my, what a wretched life. I was born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from a... Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good. This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan. Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically. I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk. Hartman obviously loved his own voice. His words echoed madly inside my head. I dug my nails into the palms of my hands to stay focused.
You need to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
Esse bicho é muito esquisito.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve some small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words. My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me, about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no. Sorry,
we have
guys.
a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine. Clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens. What were they? Memory and thought. The hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, God.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other writer.
She's been using you, boy. And you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
We had parties there, man. You should go there and have a party.
a chick in the back of the head. 15 stitches and a concussion. Bob's dead now. Leukemia.
Stitches, snitches, and narcs, man. Bad scene.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha.
The doors were locked. Hartman and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Mano, que viagem.
Everyone should just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But I don't see nightmares anymore because for them, I take 2 pills every morning and 1 with every meal and 4 when I go to bed. And that makes me the scariest nightmare of all.
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
Mano, será que esse código que é real? Deixa eu pegar meu telefone. Bom, real é, deve ter mais.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Tá, eu vou parar por aqui, deixa pra continuar amanhã. E aí... vou descansar um pouco também por causa da minha coluna. Boa noite aí e até amanhã.